Hello viewers, how are you? Welcome to my channel Physics with Rans. So today we are going to discuss about phasor diagrams. So before going to start this topic, those who didn't watch my previous videos, please watch my previous videos so that you will be familiar with the concepts and you can solve as many numericals as you can based on these concepts. And those who didn't subscribe my channel until now, please subscribe my channel so that you will get notifications of my latest videos. Let's start this topic. Phase. What is meant by phase? Phase is nothing but it is the state or condition of a particle when it is rotating or moving in a path. If a particle is rotating in a path based on this position and direction, here we can represent the phase. Let us consider that a particle is moving in a circular path. Then, if we consider the particle is at this position, the angle made by the particle with respect to this diameter line x o x dash or y o y dash, this represents phase. Means here we are representing the angle made by the particle with respect to this diametrical axis represents a phase. Whereas now we are going to represent about epoch, epoch. Whereas epoch is nothing but initial phase of the particle. Initial phase of the particle. Means when the particle is going to start its motion, then the angle made by the particle at that instant represents epoch. Let us consider that initially the particle is at this position. Means at a time t is equals to 0, the particle is at this position. And here with respect to time, at time t is equals to t, if the particle is at this position, the angle made by the particle with respect to this diametrical axis represents epoch, initial phase. Initial phase. So based on this concept, now we are going to discuss about phasor diagrams. Let us consider a particle is moving in a uniform circular motion. Here we had considered a particle and it is moving in a uniform circular motion. So since the particle is moving in a uniform circular motion, we can consider it as a periodic motion. Periodic motion. So can we consider it as SHM, simple harmonic motion? Means we cannot consider it as a simple harmonic motion. Why? Because already in the previous video we had discussed that all oscillations can be considered as a periodic motion, whereas all periodic motions are not simple harmonic motions, not oscillations. So based on that concept, here we are represented that the particle is moving in a uniform circular motion. Based on that, here we cannot consider it as a SHM. If we consider the radius of this circle as r, radius of the circle as r, then acceleration of the particle is given as a is equals to omega square r, whereas the force acting on the particle is given as F equals to m omega square r. So this represents the acceleration of the particle as well as the force acting on the particle in order to rotate in uniform circular motion. Whereas here if we consider two diametrical axes, one is x o x dash and the one is y o y dash. Here let us consider the particle is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction. So here I am going to consider the particle is initially the particle is along OX. Particle is along OX. So it starts moving like this in the anti-clockwise direction. So when the particle is moving in anti-clockwise direction, if we consider that the particle has reached to this position, the particle has reached to this position. So here if we project a line from this point onto x-axis, we consider it as a P1. Next, after a time t, here we consider the initial position of the particle is represented with the time t is equals to 0. So here it has gained some time. After that, again if the particle moves in the upward direction, let us consider the particle has reached to this position. Now if we project a line onto xo x dash diameter, next the point is represented as a p2. The coinciding point is represented as a p2. Next, as it still moves in the forward direction in uniform circular motion. So here when the particle reaches to this position and we draw a projection, it is represented as a p3. Next, let us consider the particle has reached to this position and here we represent the coinciding point as a p4. Now still it moves in the uniform circular motion, and if we consider that the particle has reached to this position and the projection is represented as a p5 on the diametrical line xo x dash. Next, the particle has reached to this position and the projection is represented as a p6. Next, the particle has reached to this position and this projection is represented as a p7. Whereas here when the particle reaches to this position, the projection is represented as p8. Observe that when the particle is moving in a uniform circular motion, we had observed that there are projections which takes place to and fro. Projection of the particle is making a to and fro. Nothing but it is the projection of the particle is making oscillation. This oscillation is represented as SHM. Means the movement of the particle is not considered as SHM, whereas the projection of the particle on the diametrical line represents a simple harmonic motion. Simple harmonic motion SHM. Whereas the acceleration in this case is given as a equals to minus omega square x, whereas the force in this case is given as a minus m omega square x. So in the case of SHM, here we represent the acceleration and force like this. Observe that when the particle is at this position, the projection of the particle is oscillating towards the diametric line, and again it is returning back to and fro. So this to and fro motion, nothing but oscillation motion, can be represented as a SHM. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Now we are going to discuss about geometrical representation of SHM, simple harmonic motion. For this, here we consider a reference circle. Reference circle. I had considered a reference circle with a diameter xo x dash and yo y dash. Now here, when the particle is at this position along the diameter xo, here then we represent the time t is equals to 0. Time period t is equals to 0. Whereas when the particle is moving in uniform circular motion and if it reaches this point, if it reaches this point, then here the time is represented as t by 8. T by 8 seconds means from t is equals to 0 to it reaches to this point in a time of t by 8 seconds. When it reaches this point, the time is represented as t by 4. T by 4. And here when the particle reaches to this point, here the time is represented as 3t by 8. 3t by 8. When the particle reaches to this point, here we can represent the time as half of the time. In order to complete the half cycle, it is represented as t by 2. T by 2. When the particle moves from this position to this position, here the time taken by the particle is represented as 5t by 8. 5t by 8. And here when the particle reaches to this position, observe that here t by 8 plus t by 8, nothing but 6t by 8. Nothing but here we consider 3t by 4. when the particle reaches to this position, the time period is represented as t by 4. When the particle reaches to this position, the time period is represented as 7t by 8. After a time period of capital T, it reaches to its original position. The particle reaches to its original position. Whereas here we had represented capital T, where capital T is nothing but a time period of the particle. Time period of the particle. Whereas a small t represents a instantaneous time. Whereas a small t represents a instantaneous time. Now, if we consider that the particle is moving with angular velocity omega along this uniform circle. So here, as we consider, we know that omega is equals to 2 pi by t in terms of time period. In terms of time period, we can represent the angular velocity, and it is given as omega equals to 2 pi by t. And here we know that 1 by t is equals to frequency. So in the place of 1 by t, if we substitute f, we have 2 pi f. So angular velocity omega equals to 2 pi f. Whereas we know that angular velocity omega equals to angular displacement by time t, instantaneous time. Whereas from this equation here, we can replace omega with 2 pi by t. As we replace omega with 2 pi by t, here we get theta by small t is equals to 2 pi by capital T. 2 pi by capital T. From this, here we have theta is equals to 2 pi into small t by capital T. This represents the angle made by the particle at any instant in uniform circular motion. Now, when we consider time period small t equals to t by 8, then here the angle can be represented as theta is equals to 2 pi into t by 8 by t. So that t gets cancelled, and here we have 2 pi by 8. So we know that 2 4s are 8. Then we get an angle of pi by 4. So at t by 8 time period, we get an angle of pi by 4. Whereas in the same way, at a t small t is equals to t by 4, then angle can be given as 2 pi into t by 4 by t. So here t and t gets cancelled, and here we have 2 pi by 4. So as we cancel here, we get a pi by 2. At a t by 4 time period, we have an angle of pi by 2, 90 degrees. And when the particle reaches to this position at this time period, the angle made by the particle is given as 2 pi into t by 8. So as we cancel here, we have 4, we get 4, we have 3 pi by 4. So at this time period 3t by 8, here we have a angle of 3 pi by 4. Whereas when the time period is equal to t by 2, then here we have theta is equals to 2 pi into t by 2 by t by 2. Then sorry, t gets cancelled, so we have 2 pi by 2 by 2. So here we get a pi. At a time period of t by 2, we have a angle of pi. Whereas in the same way, when we consider time, instantaneous time as 5t by 8, then the angle can be given as 2 pi into 5t by 8 by t. So t and t gets cancelled, and here we have 2 pi into 5 by 8. So we know that 2 4s are 8. Then here we have 5 pi by 4. At this position, the angle is 5 pi by 4. And when we consider the instantaneous time as 3t by 4, then the angle can be given as 2 pi into 3t by 4 by t. So here t gets cancelled, and here we have 2 pi into 3 by 4. So 2 to the 4, we have 3 pi by 2. At this position, the angle is 3 pi by 2. And when the instantaneous time is equal to 7t by 8, then the angle made by the particle can be given as 2 pi into 7t by 8 by t. So here t gets cancelled and we know that 2 4s are 8. So we have 7 pi by 4. At this position the angle is 7 pi by 4. And here when instantaneous time small t is equals to capital T, then angle made by the particle is given as 2 pi into t by t. So t by t gets cancelled and here we have 2 pi. 2 pi is nothing but 360 degrees. So when a particle completes one revolution, then we can represent that the particle has completed a 360 degrees of angle. So in this way we can represent the time period as well as angle made by the particle based on this reference circle. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Now here we are going to discuss about the phasor diagrams based on this uniform circular motion. Now here I am going to consider a particle is moving in uniform circular motion, whereas the diameters are represented as xo x dash as well as yo y dash. Now here if we consider the particle is at this position along the x-axis. Now if we draw a line or project a line towards O in the opposite diameter, then the projection of the particle towards the O is represented as n, whereas the n is represented as a foot of perpendicular. N is represented as a foot of perpendicular. When the particle is moving in the uniform circular motion, let us consider that the particle has started at this position and it has reached to this position. Now whereas the radius of this uniform circular motion is represented with amplitude A. It is represented with amplitude A. If I draw a perpendicular from a point P dash onto y dash, then the foot of the perpendicular is represented as a n dash. Foot of the perpendicular is represented as a n dash. Then observe that n to n dash displacement, n to n dash displacement is given as a y. It is represented as y. Observe that here the particle makes a angle of theta. It makes a angle of theta, and here we know that theta is equals to omega t. As we substitute this value here, we get theta equals to omega t. Now since the angle is there at this position, we can represent that the angle will be present at this position. Why? Because the transpose triangles possess the same angles. Based on that, here we can represent the displacement of this foot of perpendiculars n dash, whereas n dash can be given based on sin theta. So here we get y is equals to a sin theta. Y equals to a sin theta. Why? Because the radius of this circle is a, whereas y is equals to a sin theta, and here we can represent y is equals to sin omega t. Y is equals to a sin omega t. Similarly, here we can represent in terms of cos, whereas the displacement based on the projection is represented as x, whereas x equals to a cos omega t. A cos omega t. So now here once again we had represented the displacement along the projection y axis as well as x axis. Based on initial phase of the particle, we have to represent the displacement equation. For that, here I am going to consider once again a uniform circular motion in which the particle is moving. Let us consider initially the particle is at this position at point P. This represents a foot of the perpendicular and it is represented by n, whereas the initial phase is represented by phi. So at this point the time is represented as t equals to 0, instantaneous time. After a time of t, the particle has reached to its new position and it is represented as a p dash. Now if we draw the foot of the perpendicular, and here it is represented as n dash, whereas the angle made by the particle from p dash is represented as theta, or we know that theta is equals to omega t, whereas the total angle with respect to x-axis can be represented. The total angle with respect to x-axis can be represented, and it is represented as theta equals to omega t plus phi, where pi is initial phase. So already we had discussed this. Based on that, the displacement equation can be given as x equals to a cos omega t plus pi, whereas y is equals to a sin omega t plus phi. These two equations represents the displacement of a particle executing SHM based on the phasor diagrams. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Let's solve a numerical based on these phasor diagrams. Observe that two particles executing SHM of same amplitude and frequency on parallel lines, they cross each other when moving in opposite directions. Each time their displacement is half their amplitude. What is the phase difference between them? So here I am going to consider a particle which is executing SHM and the particle which is executing SHM on the parallel line. So when they are trying to cross each other, displacement half of their initial amplitude. So now here they are going to cross when they are moving in opposite direction, means when the particle is moving along this direction and the particle is moving along this direction, here they are going to cross each other. Based on that, here the displacement equation can be represented as x equals to a sin omega t, x equals to a sin omega t, whereas here the amplitude is given as x equals to a by 2, half of the amplitude. So based on that, here if we substitute, we have a by 2 is equals to a into sin omega t. So here a gets cancelled and here we get a sin omega t is equals to 1 by 2, and in the case of sin we get 1 by 2 when theta is equals to 30 degrees. Based on that, the is of one particle is 30 degrees. Since the other particle is moving in opposite direction, here we can represent the angle as a theta equals to 180 minus 30, nothing but 150 degrees. So if the first particle possesses an angle of 30 degrees, another particle possesses, opposite particle possesses an angle of 150 degrees. Whereas here he asked us to find out the phase difference, whereas phase difference is given as pi is equals to theta 2 minus theta 1. So here we have 150 minus 30, nothing but 120 degrees. So this is the phase difference between these two particles. Take a screenshot, we will continue. So let's solve another numerical based on this phasor diagrams. Observe that plot the corresponding reference circle for each one of the following simple harmonic motions. Indicate the initial position of the particle. Observe that here we have to represent the initial position of the particle, whereas here we also represent the radius of the circle. We have to represent the radius of the circle and the angular speed of rotating particle. We have to represent the angular speed of a rotating particle. For simplicity, here you had given that the particle is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. All the particles are rotating in anti-clockwise direction, whereas displacement is in centimeter, time is in seconds. So let us observe the first equation, and here the first equation is given as x equals to minus 2 sin 3t plus pi by 3. Since minus sign is there, here we are going to write it in inside, then here we get 2. So in the place of sin I am going to write cos 2 cos 90 plus theta. 90 plus theta is nothing but minus sin theta. So based on that, here I am going to represent it as 3t plus pi by 2 plus pi by 3. Based on that, this equation can be represented as 2 cos 3t. Observe that as we do LCM, here we have 5 pi by 6. 5 pi by 6. Whereas when we compare this equation with x is equals to a cos omega t plus 5. Whereas 5 is equals to 5 pi by 6. Nothing but angle is 150 degrees. Initial phase is 150 degrees, whereas amplitude is a is equals to 2 centimeters, nothing but radius of the circle, and here angular velocity is 3. Why? Because theta equals to omega t, where omega t is equals to 3d. So here we get omega equals to 3. So based on this, we have to represent time period, but we know that t is equals to 2 pi by omega. So we have 2 pi by 3. The time period is 2 pi by 3. So here we had represented angular speed as well as we had represented radius based on the amplitude. Now we have to represent the initial phase. Observe that with respect to x-axis, since the particle is rotating in anti-clockwise direction, it makes an angle of 150 degrees. 90 plus 60. So 150 means the remaining angle is 30 degrees. So the particle is initially at this position. At a time t is equals to 0. So here we had represented the initial position as well as radius and angular speed. Now based on that, now let us consider the second equation. Observe the second equation, and here the second equation is given as x equals to 3 cos 2 pi t plus pi by 4. Whereas when we compare this equation with x equals to a cos omega t plus 5, here we get a is equals to 3, amplitude nothing but radius centimeters. Whereas here we know that omega t is equals to 2 pi by t, then here we get omega equals to 2 pi. Then time period t is equals to 2 pi by omega, so 2 pi by 2 pi, nothing but 1 second. Time period is 1 second and angular speed is 2 pi. And here the initial phase is represented as a pi by 4. Pi by 4 is nothing but 45 degrees. So if we represent the phasor diagram, the particle will be at this position at a time t is equals to 0 by an angle of 45 degrees. 45 degrees. Let us consider the third equation, x equals to 2 cos pi t. X equals to 2 cos pi t. Whereas when we compare this equation with a cos omega t plus 5, here phi is equals to 0. So initial phase is 0. Whereas when we compare this equation, omega t is equals to pi t, we get omega equals to pi radian per second. So here we had represented angular speed. Based on that, the time period is given as t is equals to 2 pi by omega is equals to 2 pi by pi. So here pi gets cancelled and we get a time period of 2 seconds. And the radius is nothing but amplitude is a is equals to 2 centimeters. So if we represent the phasor diagram for this, here the particle will be along the x-axis at this position P at a time t is equals to 0. Take a screenshot. I hope that you had liked my video. Please give a like to this video, share this video to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe my channel.